Okay, this is the back of the system. Basically what you do, you'll see that I have this, it's just a zip tie. I have a zip tie here. You could always take that stuff off, but you basically just pull the power cord out and you're good to go. So that takes care of that. Then you have your two speaker cables. On the end of the speaker cable, you got your twist locks. You bring those two out, go right to your speaker, just push and twist right into there. You're good to go. The back of this, you'll see this. This is for your subwoofer. It comes out of this controller. Then you have two XLR cables that are inside. One is in each side of the box for the subs. You just plug right into here. Then you go out to the subwoofer, right into the left top input, and then you take the other cable and put it in the right top output, and then loop it all the way over to the other sub into the input. You'll see that this is all hooked up here. Basically what this is doing is you have these cables here which are coming right out of the mixer, your main outs, going into the processor, back out of the processor, into the amplifier. You'll see that I put this in here. It's a piece of styrofoam. That just gives it a little extra protection as far as not putting the weight on it. Then you have your RCA. If you end up wanting to use this as a backup karaoke player, you got your RCA cable that goes out to the video. Coming out to the front, everything in this system is already hooked up, including the amplifier. I didn't power it down, but just make sure when you power this up you don't have the speakers attached to it the first time. And basically what you do is you just power it up with this one button. Everything will come on. But when you're done using the system, go ahead and power down the amplifier first all the time. And then when you power back up, you power the amp on last. The microphones, you simply hold this button in until it lights up. Same thing, hold it. Those have already been tested. The mixer itself, the way I set this up, you have microphone 1 and 2. You have these open for any mics you want to use. Someone wants to plug in a guitar. I know you said your dad's going to help you with this, but I still wanted to go over the connections. The first one is your CD player, which is the MP3 player here in the front. Second one is your karaoke player. And then we also hooked you up with, just in case you need this, if you hook up a laptop or an iPod, it's sitting right here, zip-tied it and so forth. Where I zip-tied this to the back of the case, you could always just snip that off if you don't want that on. Same thing with the speaker cable. I just temporarily put zip ties on them. You'll just end up cutting them off. You have your masters already set. You'll see that I didn't put the microphones all the way down, so they're already set too. Same thing with this. This is where I was playing your music. When you want to play an MP3, all you do is you just plug the USB right into here, and then over here you'll see CD/USB SD. You just press it, it goes to USB. I had 70-some songs on a little drive, and that thing just literally right away. And I was able to press play, and it played through all 78. That's how I was able to play it for several hours. As far as the knobs on here, it has the main pushed in, which is basically, that's what you're supposed to do. The sub 1 and 2, because I'm running the subwoofer through the processor, I don't have to use this, but you could always run like monitors through here or something. And the way I have this set up, you'll notice that I have the lows down. I don't have them jacked up, but you'll see the mids and the highs. The mids is what I have jacked up the most. The highs, you'll notice I only have it flat, because when you listen to these speakers without the subs, you're going to notice that if you turn this up, those horns are going to scream. So I set this based upon running with the subs. So once you put the subs on, you're going to hear the fullness that picks up the low end that you need to balance out the tops. Now, as far as the processor, I mean, this is basically a kind of like a bass booster or something like that. All you're doing is you're just, if you want just a little more highs and sharpening, you change that, a little more bass, but always watch your clip lights. Then this is where you control your powered subs. Right now I have this set right here. That's for the frequency, but you could test that any way you want. And then just the main volume. Now on the back of the subwoofers, I set that too. You could actually, on the back of the subwoofer, you could have that thing almost all the way up. Typically I'll go all the way up till it can't go no further, and then I'll just back off it a little bit. Because you're going to control the main subs power from here, so it doesn't matter if you have it set on the back. And I guess your father's going to go over the rest with the mixing board and so forth, and that should do it. Just look on the sides here and so forth. You can just attach the lids, the tables, right there. And then there's the speakers. Start packaging it up.